Welcome to Own It, our 30-day no alcohol challenge. And while I am trying to be a little funny with the graphic that I've included here on the cover, it is from my favorite movie, The Princess Bride. And it's one of the most famous scenes in the movie when they are saying, "Have fun storming the castle. Think it'll work? It would take a miracle." And that might seem like the challenge that's in front of us with this 30-day no alcohol challenge, that it's going to take a miracle. But as we're going to learn in the next 30 days together, that we can own it and we can storm this castle and we can have fun doing it, and it's not going to take a miracle. It is going to take a lot of hard work though, so let's get started.
Skip to the end.
Hi, welcome to Own It, our 30-day alcohol-free challenge. So you're wondering what Own It can stand for. Well, obviously we know what the word own means, and that is, ownership, that you're taking 100% responsibility. And when we come to this questioning phase of our relationship with alcohol and wanting to renegotiate it, we can't do it from a place of blame or trying to not take responsibility for it. We have to own it. Alcohol is an addictive substance. That is true. And while becoming addicted may have not been our intent, it is the outcome that we are now dealing with. And we need to, if we're going to fix it, we first have to own it. So there is a lot of meaning. Obviously, there can be layers of meaning within this acronym. But, it's obvious. We have to take 100% ownership and responsibility for our own lives, and then dig in and do the work that it's going to take. And we can do it. It's 30 days. We're going to do it together. And we can own this and retake our ownership of our faculties, of our life, and our relationship with alcohol. So, O is for outcome, that you'll see here. And that is, first we have to really think about what it is that we want for an outcome. Now, in a lot of programs or other places, when you take a look at yourself, you may want to, you'll often hear about, let's set a goal. And this is a little bit deeper and different than just simple goal setting. So we already have within the challenge, we have that goal of 30 days. But let's expand that picture a little bit and let's deepen it and give a lot of texture to it and detail. What do you really want the outcome to be? So you really need to take some time and think about that, define it, visualize it. Maybe for some of you, it might be you're going to see some improved difference in the way your skin looks. You're going to lose some puffiness. Maybe define your ideal day once you are free of the physical effects of the alcohol leaving your system. Are you going to bounce out of bed in the morning? Are you going to have the energy to do a workout? Like, what is the future 30-day from now person going to look and feel like? And really own that. Define it. What does that outcome look like? And that hopefully will give you enough fuel and motivation to not just stick with this 30 days, but continue on this journey, because that's what it is. Life is just a journey, and we're on our path to living our best selves. So, W, why? Why do you want this outcome? Again, I use the example of just maybe you're sick and tired of being tired. For me, I'll talk a little bit personally here. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers, and that's one of my main goals. I have a lot of alcoholism that runs through my family, and I kind of got to the point where I was just tired of the duplicity in my own life and being a hypocrite and not wanting to set that example for my kids and wanting to really teach them about the truth of alcohol so they can make their own decision, but understanding that what they were watching every day, I was teaching them something much different. So, opening that conversation with my teenagers, and then just for myself, like, I feel like I'm just literally living a half life. And anyway, we're going to go into a lot more of these details, but hopefully that will help you. But really dig in to your why. N is for now what? Well, this is a really great question to always keep in your toolbox and always keep in front of you, because that's where we live, is in the present moment. And everything we do we probably should have that question in, honestly. But this might particularly come in handy when you're in those moments, in situations, whether it's out to dinner with friends and family, wine o'clock comes around. For some of us, that starts as early as 3 in the afternoon. It might be 5 for some of you. It might be 7 to 9 for some of you. But whatever, you all know your triggers. And that sort of time when that is where we are on autopilot and we just don't even think about it. But now we know we have a question always in front of us that we're going to keep bringing us back to our Own It acronym, which is now what? If I make this choice, then what? Now what? Now what's going to happen? And is that going to get me to my outcome? Am I honoring my why, my commitment? Am I owning this month? Am I owning my day? Am I owning this moment? So it's another just way of reminding yourself to play it forward. What is this decision going to do? It's also a great one to use with your kids and get them to think this way. I, stands for identifying a plan. So we all know with goal setting that you can't reach a goal, or if you're driving somewhere, you have to know where you're going, not only where you're going, but how you're going to get there. So you're going to have to identify and make a plan. And we're going to go more into that. So that's part of what we're going to do. And that's why this is on day 1. We're going to make a plan. And for the T, we're going to take action. Again, back to our car analogy and getting to a destination. We can have our map and we can have our plan, but if we don't get in the car and start driving and following the plan, we're not going to get to our destination. So, in a nutshell, we are going to own this month. We're going to own our lives and take that back, because we have given too much power and let alcohol start to own our lives and the side effects of that. So thanks for joining me, and we are going to take 100% responsibility and own it.
You told me to go back to the beginning. So I have.
Hi, welcome to the day 1 homework slide of our Own It 30-Day No Alcohol challenge. And I hope you enjoy the little bit of humor that I'm trying to inject from my absolute favorite movie in the world, The Princess Bride. And feel free to click on Inigo's picture. That is an actual short little movie clip where he is famously talking about this is going back to the beginning. So that's what we're doing. We're laying our foundations. We're going back to the beginning. And some things that I want you to do here in the beginning on your homework is to have your journal, and this is going to be your companion and your go-to for the next 30 days of this journey. You're going to do your homework in it. You can do any kind of daily journaling that you normally would want to do, write your gratitudes. The beginning of it probably is, if you go back to the previous slide where we outline the acronym of Own It, there are some steps there that you should probably put in the beginning of your journal. So define what Own It means to you, your outcome, your why, your now what, your action steps, and your action plan. So also you're going to commit 100%. And when I say 100%, that's what we mean. And that may sound a little stressful when you're hearing it, but this actually is going to be much easier for your brain to be successful with 100%. If you give it any less or you give it any wiggle room, it's going to take it, and then it's going to just make that internal debate get started right from the beginning. And we want to set ourselves up for success of owning it. So make that commitment on paper, in your journal, to yourself, in your heart and mind, and commit. And then I want you to also write a list of at least 50 things and that you're going to benefit from in this journey. And those can be negative and positives. So the negatives that may go away, the positives that may come in. There, you can probably write a list of 100 and go for it. But I want you to try to come up with at least 50. And I want you to also then, and this again, keep an open mind with some of the things I'm asking you to do and just trust the process. I want you to write a letter, and this is going to be something you're going to do in the morning. So if you're listening to this in the afternoon, wait, until tomorrow or another morning. But at some point, I want you to write a letter from that well-rested, clear-minded, morning glory self to your waffling, wobbly, confused, exhausted evening self. We all know that person, and we all deal with her on a daily basis. And she is the one that really wants the glass of wine because she just wants to be on autopilot. And the morning glory person, has already made the 100% commitment and knows that it's going to be uncomfortable to ride out these urges and these cravings, but she's the one that we need to rely on to get through this. So another great tool when you're in the moment of craving. And remember, too, to keep in mind that it is only a moment. Our brain can only stay in that heightened state of craving and urgency. And that's what it is. That's why an urge is called an urge. It feels urgent and important. And it's not. We know better. So just write it out. And that's going to lead us into our next point. And a way that we can ride that out is by being prepared and having a plan. So this means a couple of things. So to resist an urge doesn't work. Distracting ourselves or changing the channel does work. And in order to do that, we need to have a plan and be prepared. So again, another thing you can do in your journal is to write a list of activities that are going to bring you joy. You need to enjoy this. So that is another very key point. So buy really yummy drinks that you can drink instead and that you can slide in as a substitute. There's a wonderful world and array now of alcohol-free wines and beers and kombuchas and spirits and mocktail recipes. Explore the world of tea and cocoa. The sky's the limit, but make sure it's something that really just tickles your taste buds, that you're going to then be triggering and telling your brain, hey, we get a treat now. And it's going to start looking forward to those new things. Also, physically changing your state also works. Going out for a walk, going into another room, go take a bath, go read a book, do 10 jumping jacks, burpees, great exercise. You get the point. But make sure that you are enjoying this process, and that way your brain is going to learn and know, okay, we still get treats at this time. May not be the same, but it will adjust a little bit more quickly. And finally, I want you to take a selfie and save it in a place on your phone or on your computer, or if you are still printing pictures, God bless you, put that in a place that is easy to find again. And then maybe take another photo 2 weeks in, and then of course we're going to want another one at the end of our 30 days, and you are going to be amazed at the results. And the changes that you see. Often it is in the brightness of our eyes. The texture of our skin can change because, alcohol is a dehydrating substance. So it's now that you've been properly hydrated for 30 days, and by drinking all your new yummy things that are actually nourishing you versus taking away from you, you're just going to be amazed at just the difference that you're going to see. So I am going to stop chatting for now and let you get on with your homework and process all that we've talked about. On the next slide, you're going to have some soul meditation provided to us by the lovely Kristen, and that will be a scripture verse and a song if you want to take time to listen to that. And in the coming days, we'll have lots of other links that will support you in journey to various motivational videos, podcasts, and books. I'm so looking forward to it, and let's go own it.